it's Sandra Pike from Roll Page Atlantic and the Pike Group. And today I am interviewing Trish Condo out of Bolton, Ontario. There's so much has happened in the market lately, and especially the Bank of Canada rising the interest rate now to 4.7. But before we get into the meat and potatoes, Trish, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I am Trish Condo and I met Sandra quite a few years back because we're both Royal
Yeah.
Pages. And I've been in the business for 15 years. I service the Caledon area, which is about 20 minutes northwest of the Toronto Pearson International Airport. So that's probably the best location to determine where I'm at. We are a rural area that has quite a few little villages and hamlets. So it's more people are attracted here towards nature and a healthy lifestyle. Lots of bike trails, golfing, skiing, all that stuff. So
Is it
that's
a
what
retirement
draws people
community
to.
then?
There is a farm area as well. We do have green space. Unfortunately, we are the target for the 413 if it does go through, which is a highway that's going to be driving
Oh.
right through the green space. So a lot of people are starting to sell their land because they could potentially make some good money. So we'll see what happens.
Interesting. So, is there like a special niche that you were in, like investments, resale, new construction, or do you just do it all?
I would say my niche is staying close to home. I like to stay in Caledon. What
Hmm.
I find lately is most of the people that I'm working with in Caledon are selling and they
Hmm.
are moving further out. So I would refer them to someone else. For instance, if they're going to Muskoka, I don't pretend to know that area. I'm not a big believer in going everywhere. I stick
Yeah,
what
same here.
to what I know, right? And I would say also working with investors right now too. There's going to be quite a bit of opportunities coming up, most likely. So.
Good stuff. So, let's talk about, the market from 2021 and 2022. What differences are you seeing now, in your area, if any?
Sales are definitely taking a lot longer.
Hmm.
As of June this year versus last year, we are 19 days to sell opposed to 13. But I would say it's more than that because if I'm sure you know that, like when we do the stats, it's only based on that listing at that time, but that property may have already been pre-listed
Hmm.
prior and been on the market for 30 days and then they relisted it, right? So they don't include that in there. So I would say it's a little bit
Okay.
more than 19 probably. The average sale price has dropped. However, versus this same time last year, we are still up in price. We're at
So, what
3.75% higher when you look at June this year versus last year.
so what is the average price right now
The
in
average
in
sales price right now for all of Caledon is 1.738.
Wow. So,
Mm.
given yesterday that the buying power now is down for most buyers, do you see the prices dropping, or the people who purchased in 2021 are going to have to wait in order to sell because the rest of the market has to catch up? What are you seeing?
We are seeing what's really moving quickly is the entry points. So the townhomes and semis seem to be getting more action than other homes. And I think we may see that drop now due to the price point because that's usually a first time home buyer, right? And they may be priced out of the market now. They may have to look somewhere
Mm.
else or they may have to consider a condo.
So, what would be a entry home price there?
Right now, townhomes are selling for, we're seeing some now for around 800 to 900.
Yep.
And then some of the newer, bigger ones are selling still over just a million, like about 1.05 to 1.1, depending on the size.
Wow, wow. Now,
Hmm.
your listings, are the buyers just coming, let's say, from, the GTA, or are they local? Where are the buyers coming from?
It's a bit of both, but I would definitely say the majority of them are from out of town. I've been doing this for 15 years, and when I first got into the business, 75% of the business was local and 25% was out of town. Now it's the
Mhm.
opposite. It's 25% local, 75% out of town.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And are you getting multiple offers on your properties?
No, it's not common right now unless someone has gone with that strategy. They're pricing it really, really low in order for it to work. But there have been some times where it's not working. The seller is not getting what they were hoping to get.
And that's happening here as well. And
Hmm.
price drops, is that happening?
Yes, yeah, we're definitely seeing that.
So if you had a property, let's say even back in February, that would have went over asking, let's say by 200,000. So on that street, should the next door neighbor expect to sell at what the sold price was back in January? Is that happening there?
Absolutely not. No, there should be. That's the challenge right now. We have a lot of inventory, and some of it has been on for quite a while. The sellers are
Yeah.
still hoping that something is going to come in, but that's one of the things that sellers have to really be considerate of is the price. You're not going to get what you could have got 3 months ago, even.
No, I know. And especially now with the buying power change. Back in 2012 here, we would have had the ship start here and the market just went crazy because we were, we thought we were getting the shipping contract. And I remember, let's say with investors per door, downtown, it would have went up by $30,000 per door, or sorry, yeah, no, $10,000 per door in 1 month. That's how crazy it was. And the average over asking, was around 12,000. There was even a property that sold 35,000 over asking, which was big then, right? And if you tried to sell your house 3 years later, you either broke even or you lost money.
Hmm.
And I've been looking at this market since this boom started, and I questioned the sustainability and what it was going to be like when people, needed to sell. I think that's what's going to happen here now. Like the rest of the houses have to catch up to the market.
Yeah, yeah. I
And you think
definitely
that's
agree
going
with
to
you
be the
that this
same?
reminds me of like 2008, 2009 when we had a little 6 month blip, I'll call it, right? Because it wasn't a crash, but there was definitely
Yeah,
a drop. And that's pretty much what happened. Yeah, it took a while for people to recognize what's happening, accept it, and then, adjust to
so
what was
what are
going
you
on in the
saying
market.
to your sellers now then?
So with sellers right now, if they have the option, if it works for them, I would suggest selling first. And when you're listing, be realistic about the price. You are not going to get what your neighbor got 3 months ago. It's just not going to happen. Not
No,
right
it
now.
isn't.
Yeah.
And so many buyers are on the fence, but if I was a buyer, I think now is the best time to buy because everybody is on the fence. Like, what would be, what would you tell your buyer right now?
Yeah, I agree as well. I think right now is a great time to buy because
Hmm.
there's less competition. You can do a home inspection. You can get your financing, right? We can have conditions again. There's less people that are comfortable. So, there's less buyers out there. You're not going to be paying
Absolutely.
over asking. There's room to negotiate too for those ones that have already purchased that need to sell that are still on the market.
Now, how long are so our conditions here are about 10 days. And how long would you say they are in your area?
Ours on average are a maximum of 5 days, unless it's a condo with a status certificate. We add 10 days for that.
Oh, so 17 or just 10?
No, it would be 10 in total because the realtor has to order the status and it could take up to 5 days. The corporation can take 5 days to deliver it, and then you need some time for the lawyer to review it.
Wow. So if people wanted to reach out to you, Trish, how can they get in touch with you?
You can reach me at trish@trishcondo.ca. My cell number 732-0721, and you can also follow me on Instagram at Trish Condo Real Estate and on Facebook Trish Condo Real Estate as well.
Good stuff. Well, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. Take care.